something as simple as contact tracing that we certainly should have adequate resources for at this point would help us mitigate any spread that's to come in the future. So we could jump on things right away and know what it is we're fighting.
As Canada reopens, provinces like Alberta are facing difficulty in contact tracing for more than 50% of their COVID-19 cases. With the threat of Delta and Lambda variant looming over the country, doctors say this lag of contact tracing for any province at this stage is worrisome.
Although it's not a small percentage, thankfully it's still a small number. And if we could keep that number small, that percentage is really not going to be that big of a deal. It really becomes a risk if those daily cases begin to rise. How do we address it? Unfortunately, there's really no way to do that through conventional means. We have enough contact tracers in place. The case number is low, so it's clearly not a backlog of cases.
According to data from Alberta Health Services, contact tracing has been unable to pinpoint a source of transmission for more than 50% of COVID-19 cases identified in the week between July 9th and July 15th, that is 143 of 279 cases. Some doctors fear that with Alberta fully reopened and Stampede wrapping up, an increase in daily cases will complex matters.
These variants of concern can spread incredibly rapidly, even within people who have partial vaccination and children. So if we don't have significant contact tracing, which at this point is a very minimal resource for us to continue expending our efforts into, the entire situation could fall apart. And we don't want to see that happen. We want to continue to see the great numbers that we have been seeing.
Infectious disease experts like Dr. Craig Jenny advocate for an uptake in the use of contact tracing apps to help improve the situation.
We need tools that allow us to identify those anonymous contacts. And very much at the beginning of the pandemic, we introduced some of those tools with contact tracing apps, for example. Unfortunately, they really were not well advocated for. They were not pushed. As we move forward and want to have fully open economies, more people using these apps, we can very quickly respond to individual outbreaks, isolate them, and completely prevent these waves of virus, allowing businesses to stay open.
In Calgary, Hannah Said, City News.